Brian Fritz here with Brodus Clay. Team Funk over here, man. You're going to be teaming with your man Tensai.
Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea.
Sweet Tea.
You guys are going to be teaming up with the Funkadactyls.
Yes.
Taking on Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins at WrestleMania 29. This is your third WrestleMania, but the first one you've actually got to wrestle on, right?
Yeah, well, you know, the first one, I believe the word is chicanery. I caused some chicanery with Edge and Alberto, and we had no idea at the time that that was an historic match in terms of not just being for the championship, but Edge's last match. So there was some involvement in that one, and of course last year I stood above the ring and danced, and this year I'm actually 2 feet in it. So I finally get to get my hands dirty a little bit in the ring, so I'm excited.
Does it feel a little bit different this year knowing that you're actually going to be getting into the ring and having a match?
Yeah, because actually last year I didn't know what I was doing. It was very like hush-hush, and it got when we finally found out what we were doing, and we did a couple of rehearsals to get ready for it, and we were really excited. We actually ran out of time. So I was actually in what we call Gorilla, getting ready to go out to do this dance that I'd practiced so hard and all the dancers and stuff, and extremely nervous, and we actually ran out of time. And John Cena, suddenly he walked over, looked at me, and goes, "I have to go to the bathroom." So here's a guy who's getting ready for his match with The Rock, you know, and he actually went to the bathroom. How long do I need to go for? I'm like, I don't know, six minutes, and he's like, I'll be back in 6 minutes. So we were able to slide out there and get it in. So if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't even saw it last year. And it ended up being a really big deal and a big surprise. We shocked a lot of people.
It's funny because everybody has their different WrestleMania dreams, their WrestleMania moment. Do you feel like that was already, to some extent, a WrestleMania moment for you?
Absolutely, because the reaction of the crowd, and when Mama Clay and the Bridge Club came out, people were generally like, and it was in a spot between, there was so much tension with Taker and Triple H and Jericho and CM Punk just going down, and then you had everyone was waiting for Rock and Cena, and then to come out there and have everybody go like, "Get out, we want the match." You know what I mean? They were dancing and everyone was clapping, and so it was an awesome thing to be a part of. You know, so it was a great moment.
Go back a couple of years. You talked about being with Del Rio. What was that transformation like for you? Because you came out, you were a bodyguard, big, rough, tough guy. People were waiting for you to come back, and the next thing you know, totally different guy.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was a bodyguard for Snoop, and being a bodyguard for Alberto wasn't too much different in terms of, like, it's not really about your personality, and you don't get paid to, like, meet people and stuff like that. Your job is to basically watch the other guy's back and be vigilant, and you can't do that if you're singing and dancing and stuff. So it really didn't have much to do with my personality in terms of, like, just this was the opportunity that was here. Will you do it? Like, yeah, it's just like anything else in life. When people ask you to do stuff, you do it. And then when I got a chance to do it my way, growing up, I was always like more of a show off and like to joke around and laugh and stuff. And I always thought the more confident a guy and the more dangerous the guy, the more laid back he is in terms of like not having to be tough, you know, because everyone can do this, you know, and I don't think there's much excitement to that, and kids can't, you know, like, oh, I want to be like that or I want to do that, you know. And that's also a bad message to send too, because it's not, being angry all the time doesn't really help anybody. So this character, me being this, is just like an ultrasonic personified version of myself.
When you were first coming up to WWE, when they were bringing you up, did you ever talk to them like, this is an idea that I have, or is this something that they just kind of figured out along the way?
During the first, I was actually with WWE twice, and then I was released, and I went back to bodyguarding. But during the first time I was here, I kind of had a poor version of the Funkasaurus, and he was from G-Rilla, and he had moments, you know, he liked to come out, and I think I had some really bad costumes, but like coming to the ring and stuff, I had like a tiger robe at one point. I
was hoping you had hammer pants or something.
I was trying to get those, but unfortunately when I wear hammer pants, they're basically spandex, so they didn't really work. And I even tried Zumbas, couldn't find them. So like in terms of like development or whatever. And then when I came back the second time, I was very serious and didn't want to take a lot of chances in terms of like, I knew my fastest way to get up top was to be an aggressive heel, and that's what I had to do to get there. But in my mind, back in the locker room, I was always cracking jokes and being, so I don't know where the dancing necessarily came a part of being witty, but for some reason the boss seems to two go hand in hand. So the dancing was a challenge, but I was slick. I asked if I could have help, and that's where the Funkadactyls came in, and particularly Naomi. She used to be with the Orlando Magic. Yeah. So she helped me a lot in terms of like dance steps and having fun and stuff. So
one other thing before we get back to WrestleMania, I remember a few years ago when you were at Del Rio, I think it was the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, you got nailed with that ladder, and I was at that show, I was in the crowd, and next thing you know, you just had a towel over your face and became red. How bad was that? Because you got nailed with a ladder, I think, right between the eyes, and it cut you pretty bad.
It's actually funny. During the day, I saw that ladder, and it was the smallest ladder in the building, and I actually like, who's going to use that? You know, and what a little ladder.
Oh, and, you are.
Yeah, and when I saw Christian, he had grabbed it, and I was like, what's he gonna do with that ladder? And then I thought he was gonna hit me in the gut or something, and it just popped right here. And as soon as I got hit, the first thing that went into my mind was, you get fined for bleeding on the tarp. So I literally just threw myself, because I felt the red, but I didn't think it was that bad. And I kind of fell through the ropes. Actually, the fall was actually worse. I hit the ground, and I was kind of groggy. And the referee, whose nickname is Spider, he was like, "Don't move." I'm like, "I'm fine." You know what I mean? He's like, "Don't move. You know, you don't move. We're gonna." And I was like, "I'm fine." And then I stood up, and he like jammed the towel on me, and I saw all this blood on the floor, and I thought, "Man, somebody is." That's me, you know what I mean? And then as I looked up, Alberto fell 15 feet, and I had to catch him, so he wouldn't hurt himself. But I got to the back, and it ended up being like 12 staples. But I'm back there with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and some of the, because Tampa's like a mecca for, you know, old school wrestling and stuff. And he was like, that was every day at the office, you know. So I wasn't gonna act like I was in any pain or whatever. And I got the staples, and it was like, I'm kind of glad it happened, you know, because nowadays, you know, the WWE, you know, we really don't have things like that anymore. And it was an accident, but it was like the way it went down, and the way I was taken care of in the back, you know, with the American Dream, give me a pep talk, and, you know, Triple H coming back, going out, we didn't get the shot, you know, like he made a joke out of it. But yeah, I remember it was a lot of people. I actually saw a picture not too long ago, and it literally looked like a gun shooting scene, you know what I mean? It was like I was laying down, and there was this pool of blood everywhere, but I think just with the top of your head, the scalp area, like it just bleeds. It's a lot. It looked a lot worse than what it was.
Let's bring it back. Let's just talk about WrestleMania 29 real quickly, and talk about a little bit about teaming with Sweet Tea, how that came about, how you like it, and why has dancing overcome the WWE these days?
I think, well, dancing, I think, has overcome the United States, period. You know, we got Dancing with the Stars, You Think You Can Dance, even all the singing shows, American Idol and X Factor, they're all dancing, you know. So I think dance has always been a big part of it. And don't forget all the awesome dance movies, you know, where everybody break dance fights. That's always, you know, epic. And I think it's always been kind of a thing where everyone does it. Everyone dances, you know. And you know, I'm sure you've been by the mirror sometime and did a move, or when nobody's around.
It's not pretty.
No, it's not, and neither is mine. But it's because I do it with such a big smile on my face. Like, this guy's terrible, but he's having fun. So I just think it's something that the fans always got a part of. Like, everyone remembers, like, Deion Sanders when he scored, when he ran, he did his little dance, and there was the icky shuffle, and people remember the dances necessarily more than the actual person's accomplishments. So, and this is another situation where just trying to get people lively and excited about, you know, the WWE and being entertained, and dance is always an easy way to do it. You know, especially if you put some effort into it and enjoy it. And the only one who enjoys dancing more than me is Sweet Tea. Like, boy, I mean, when I approached him about this, and we formed a team, I thought it would be pulling teeth, you know, to get him to dance, and quite the difference. He is he's like Fred Astaire out there. Like, his timing, and he'll bump me and be like, the count is 8, not 6, Brodus. And so him and the girls are like right on point with their counting and stuff, where I'm more like, I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to do what I want to do. And they're like, no, you need to fall in line. So he's very meticulous with his dance steps.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Best of luck for WrestleMania.
Yes, sir.
Brodus Clay getting ready for WrestleMania 29.
Thank you.